You don't belong in seat 2A. This ticket must be stolen. That's what flight attendant Sophia Bennett tossed right at me, sharp as a slap, as soon as I stepped into first class. No welcome aboard. No smile, nothing but an accusation out loud for everyone to hear. Every head in the cabin turned my way. Yeah, that happened. And let me tell you, in that moment, I could feel the weight of 100 eyes judging my hoodie, my jeans, my sneakers, not my ticket. Now, before we go any further, let me back up a sec. Monday morning, 8:15 a.m., Los Angeles International. The kind of morning where the coffee's not strong enough and the air in the jet bridge feels like it's already halfway to New York, thick with nerves and delays. Skylight Flight SE-247 was boarding first class late. Everybody crammed together, restless. The system for online check-in had crashed. So now we're stuck relying on little handheld gadgets that freeze, glitch, and treat every passenger like a potential fraud. Perfect storm, right? I walk in Henry Carter. That's me wearing a black hoodie and charcoal jeans. Nothing flashy, just what I like. My boarding pass is clear as day. Carter, Henry. Seat 2A. Priority 1. I step forward, cool and quiet, ready to just sit and be left alone. Sophia, she steps right in front of me. Sir, let me see your boarding pass. I hand it over. She glances at it for maybe 2 seconds. This doesn't look right. You're not on the manifest. This seat's for paying passengers. I say, that's my name, that's my seat, and I paid. She frowns, still blocking me. Her colleague Lucas glances at her tablet. He's not listed. And from across the aisle, a businessman in a perfect navy suit, Ethan Ward, pipes up with his coffee. He probably stole the ticket. Not subtle, is it? People start to whisper. Sophia's voice hardens. Sir, please move to the back while we sort this out. But I just stand there because why should I move when I know I'm right? I didn't steal anything. Check again. She pushes back. There have been issues with payment fraud today. I fire back. Your system's broken. I'm not. Sophia folds her arms. Without verification, you're not sitting in 2A. And right then, my assistant Mateo, who's always 2 steps ahead, quietly starts recording everything on my phone. And that's not all. Harper Lee, a young journalist in 3C, starts filming too. That's when you know it's serious. Ethan Ward leans into the aisle, looking me up and down. I've flown Skylight for years. I know the kind of people who sit hurry no offense but jeans and a hoodie. I stare him down. The kind of people, Mr. Ward? What kind is that? He shrugs. The kind that doesn't steal boarding passes. Harper zooms in on his smug face, capturing every drop of entitlement. Jack Hayes in 1D finally speaks up. Is there a problem here? Sophia holds up my pass. He's not on the list. I say, check it again. Manually. Or just ask for ID who skipped that step. She bristles. I don't need to be told how to do my job. Lucas jumps in. Let's just move him back until we confirm. I stand my ground. Touch me, and you'll regret it. Check the list. Mateo's behind me, audio rolling. Ethan scoffs. Now he's recording us, but Harper's right there because this keeps happening and you think you can get away with it. Lucas mutters to Sophia, get security. I say, clear as day. Mateo, record the names. Sophia Bennett. Lucas Reed. Ethan Ward. Accusations made without evidence. Denial of service. Clothing-based profiling. Got it. Sophia flinches. Profiling? That's a serious claim. I nod. So is theft. Which is what you accused me of. Harper leans forward. He hasn't raised his voice. He hasn't threatened anyone. He's standing in front of his assigned seat. Ethan shakes his head. Let's not delay the flight for one guy playing dress-up. I look him in the eye. You don't know who I am, but you will. See, this isn't the first time. At 22, I got denied a business class seat for wearing joggers and a hoodie. They never looked at my ticket, just my clothes. That shame stuck, but it built me. Made me work harder. Made me want to own the sky itself. Sophia crosses her arms. You're not in our system. I say, then your system's broken. But I'm not. Jack says, let me speak to the captain. Mateo marks the time. 8:17 a.m. Everything logged. Ethan mutters, you people always play the race car when things don't go your way. Harper shoots back, and you play gatekeeper when you feel threatened. That's why I'm filming. Lucas tries to stop her. Recording isn't permitted without consent. Harper doesn't blink. Neither is discrimination. Sophia is losing her cool. Final warning. I step closer. You just made the worst mistake of your career, MS. Bennett, and I'm going to correct it right here, right now. I tell Mateo, text the number. Start verification with corporate. Jack comes back. The pilot says to double-check the printed manifest. Sophia scoffs. It was printed before the update. Jack says, that's your fault, not his. Ethan waves dismissively. Can we just remove him? Harper's still filming. Mateo whispers, message sent. I exhale good. In about 4 minutes. She won't be working here anymore. The cabin goes silent. Sophia finally looks shaken. I reach into my pocket, pull out my ID, set it next to my boarding pass. My name's Henry Carter. I own 40% of Skylight Airlines. And I will not be treated like a criminal for wearing a hoodie. Sophia stares, can't quite decide whether to argue or deflect. Lucas blurts out, that can't be right. I didn't see that name. He's not so sure anymore, his voice shaking. Sophia checks the pass, the ID, the glitchy tablet. She takes a step back, still refusing to apologize. Anyone could print that. We've had counterfeits. I don't flinch. Scan it, cross-check it. Your next move is going to be remembered for a long time. Ethan laughs. He's bluffing. Nobody looks like that and owns an airline. But Jack leans in. What if he's not bluffing? Maybe he doesn't need to flash because he already owns the sky. Sophia insists we're following protocol. Mateo says that protocol includes confirming ID before removal. You skip that. And accused a verified passenger of theft in camera. Harper, filming steadily, says, just say you made a mistake. Or don't. The camera will speak for you. Sophia's fingers freeze over the tablet. Lucas whispers, you follow what they trained us. Baggy clothes, hoodie, red flag. Remember? I catch it. Say that again. Lucas shrinks. Nothing. No, you said red flag, baggy clothes. That's your internal rule, right? Profile by attire. Lucas looks down. Sophia tries. It's intuition. Jack says, no, it's discrimination. A heavy silence falls. Ethan tries sarcasm. So now we're canceling common sense too? Harper replies, we're canceling ignorance one flight at a time. Sophia, frustrated, says, this is security, not fashion. Lucas admits, we were trained to watch patterns. Sometimes attire correlates with fraud. I ask, so people in casual wear are more likely to steal tickets? That's your training. Lucas nods miserably. Unwritten, but enforced, Harper whispers, that's going viral in 5 minutes. Jack stands, you owe this man an apology. And not a quiet one. Sophia flushes, I'm doing my job. I answer, no, you're hiding behind your job to justify your bias. That's different. She scoffs. You think you can bark orders because you're rich? I say, come. I don't need a bark. I just speak the truth. And your behavior is proving it. Ethan snorts. You people always play the victim card. Mateo turns. Repeat that. Ethan stands. Can we just get on with the flight? Harper lifts her phone. Because your words are Exhibit B. Jack says, if this doesn't stop, I'm going up front. This is going to end badly for the airline. Sophia snaps, then go. This isn't your concern. Jack, it became my concern when you insulted a passenger in front of witnesses. At 24, I was denied a flight upgrade in San Francisco, gate agent said. Packages go through freight, not first. I upgraded my company instead. Never again be mistaken for anything less than the owner. Sophia storms toward the galley. Fine, I'm calling security. I say, do that, and my first act as owner will be to terminate you on the spot. Lucas trembles. You really own part of Skylight? I show him a contact, labeled Board Liaison, direct line. 40%, mister. Read. Enough to write a new policy or end a career. Mateo says, corporate alert acknowledged. Legal confirmed. You have full discretion. I faced the cabin. What happened here wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a pattern protected by silence. And I'm done being silent. Lucas steps forward, mister. Carter, there's a reason your name didn't show. The system flagged your payment as incomplete and bump your seat to economy until manually corrected. If Sophia entered it that way, I ask, system flaw or human error? Lucas, both. Sophia cracks. I didn't bump him. I marked it for re-verification. I didn't know it would default to economy. Harper says, so you did change his seat. Sophia, flustered, I flagged it, not deleted. Ethan groans. Are we still doing this? Mistakes happen. Let it go. I turn to him. You call me a fraud. That's not a mistake. That's your character. Ethan stands. Fine, I'll move to business. Jack stops him. No, you're going to listen to how damage is undone. Sophia clutches the galley, unraveling. I didn't mean to, Harper asks. Didn't mean to follow a biased protocol that isn't written, but is embedded? Lucas speaks. We were told to trust patterns. If clothes don't match the cabin, recheck manifest. I ask, how many people has it ended for? At 26, after a keynote in Singapore, I was denied lounge access because I didn't look like the pass holder. I decided no one would question if I belonged, not because of a badge, but because I'd own the system. Sophia, you were so casual. I thought you were trying to slip past. I reply, no, you assumed I didn't belong because I wasn't in a suit. That's not caution. That's assumption. Lucas, I'll accept any consequence, but want to help fix it. I nod. You'll have the chance, but today the first consequence lands where the first insult began. I step towards Sophia. I'm giving you one opportunity to admit your mistake to this cabin and yourself. What you do next tells me if this is retraining or termination. No one comes to her defense. Her defiance crumbles. I mislogged the ticket. The system flagged it. I thought it was fake, so I flagged it as economy. I thought I was doing the right thing. I nod. Thank you for finally telling the truth. Harper asks, how many of those sneaking into first-class wore jeans and hoodies? Or looked like him? Silence. I say to Mateo, mark that timestamp. 8:19 a.m. Verbal admission. Ethan groans, theatrical. Is he going to fire her right now? I turn to Ethan. Actually, Mr. Ward, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Jack, he wasn't joking about 40% shareholder. Harper, he just rewrote the sky. Sophia pleads, I didn't mean I raised my hand. Not here. Not now. The moment you accused me without verification, you violated every protocol. You're relieved of all passenger-facing duties. Lucas, unsure. What about we'll talk in the galley? Mateo's phone clicks. Everything logged. Jack sits. Never seen a reckoning delivered so fast. Ethan mutters, power trip. I look at him. No, Mr. Ward. This is a correction one that should have happened a long time ago. Harper, truth needs witnesses. I reply, and so does justice. The rest of the flight crew, silent. Mateo, corporate alert acknowledged. Legal confirmed. Executive discretion. I look around rows of seats, quiet faces. Let's make it official. Sophia stands motionless, then grabs the intercom. Requesting security for a disruptive passenger. Silence. I say, you all heard that? She just called security on a verified shareholder. The passengers stir. Jack, that's enough. This is harassment now. Sophia, I'm following safety procedures. Jack, you're following fear, not facts. Ethan, if he's really who he says, show some ID and sit down. Harper, this isn't about a seat anymore. It's about dignity and how quickly some of you tear it down. Mateo, calls logged. Security is en route. Any physical intervention is a liability. I nod. Every word goes in the log, including what's next. Sophia tells Lucas, say he's not on the manifest. Lucas, sweating, I can't. I just got the updated printout. He holds up a slip. Henry Carter. C2A. Verified. Harper films Sophia. Want to amend your statement? Ethan. He probably paid someone to fix the manifest. Harper. Say that louder for the lawsuit. Sophia stares at my name on the manifest. I don't understand how it updated. I say, because you moved it. And now that it's restored, so is the truth. At 28, after a $200 million deal, I was told at a charter terminal, this lounge is for executives. I smiled. I am the executive. No apology. But by quarter's end, I'd secured board access to that company. Never again. Sophia confesses we were told to watch for red flag shooties. Baggy clothes, no status markers. The cabin goes still. Harper, got it. Profiling directive. 8:21 a.m. I say, you just said out loud what too many have guessed your training isn't written, but it's alive and well. Jack, guidance that targets people who don't dress like you expect. That's not safety. It's exclusion. Harper, you all saw how fast guidance becomes accusation. Sophia's headset buzzes. She answers, security is standing down. Mateo, if they had touched Mr. Carter, it'd be legal, not just corporate. Ethan, arms crossed. So what now? He fires her and parades like a hero. I answer, no parade. Just accountability. I face the cabin. You've all seen what happens when a silent rule is broken open. I didn't come here to make a scene, but because of a hoodie and an outdated rule, I was accused, profiled, and nearly removed. Jack, you don't owe them an apology. Lucas, Iido. I should have spoken up sooner. Should have checked the manifest. Sophia sets down her headset, looks away. Mateo, internal review starts now. Footage is clear, log secure. Skylight will have to respond. I nod they will. I'll make sure. I stand still in the center aisle. Let me speak now. Not as a passenger, not even as a shareholder, but as a man who's been in this seat 1,000 times and denied it more times than I care to remember. I turn to Sophia. Bennett, your actions today began with an assumption. You looked at me and saw someone who didn't belong. You turned a glitch into a character judgment. Spoke those assumptions out loud, on camera, for the record. Effective immediately, you were terminated from all active roles within Skylight Airlines. To Lucas, you supported her without confirmation. You implied fraud based on my looks. As a lead attendant, you failed to lead. Your employment isn't terminated, but you're reassigned to compliance review. Lucas nods, jaw clenched. To the cabin, let it be known, this isn't about punishment. It's about restoration. You can't fix what you're unwilling to name. Today, we name it. Ethan, arms folded, gets banned from Skylight flights. Your behavior was discriminatory, disruptive to everyone on this plane. He's stunned, but there's no appeal. Lucas says there were other complaints about profiling. They never made it to corporate because we filtered them out. Too many complaints, and you lose routes. So we handled it internally, called it passenger confusion. Harper, you suppressed evidence. Lucas nods, ashamed. Mateo, that's a policy breach. I'll start a ledger review. I turn to Lucas. You'll help not because I trust you, but because you owe it. Jack Hayes, we can't change the past, but this feels like the future being built. I nod exactly. What happened here won't be hidden. It'll be reformed. Harper, you didn't just film an incident. You filmed a turning point. I say, legacy sticks when it's harder than silence. Sophia finally speaks. We were told, informally, too many bias complaints and we'd lose promotions, so we stopped writing them up unless a passenger demanded it face-to-face. Harper, you're admitting to systemic suppression. Sophia nods. We all knew the risk. So we kept quiet, got rewarded for it. Mateo, how many? Sophia, almost everyone. Fear, not policy. I breathe. This wasn't a training failure. It was a culture failure. Harper, you didn't just fire her. You fired the silence. Mateo,